Happy video day, guys. Christina, Brooke here. Today we're going to be doing one of you guys' favorite videos, expired makeup. Okay, so we are focusing in on makeup and when I purchased it and how expired it is, and let's look at some of this stuff and see how it looks. Some of this stuff was purchased in 2008, so yes, I have some old makeup in front of me. Some of the stuff, actually, guys, I looked at it and I was like, I cannot believe that this is this old. But some of this stuff is pretty old. So we're gonna be going through 10 different items that I have currently in my collection. Some of them are actually getting thrown into the trash bin as we speak. Also, I wanna let you guys know that today's video is kindly sponsored by Ana Luisa. So you guys know I am an ambassador for Ana Luisa jewelry. Love their jewelry. Tell you guys this all the time. I really am a huge fan. Their pieces feel quality. I love the way that they layer. Today I'm wearing these beautiful hoops that I am completely obsessed with. They're so pretty. They're dainty, but they have all of these like diamonds around the entire border. It adds a little class to your typical hoop. I think that these are stunning. And then this piece I'm kind of obsessed with. I'm showing you guys how you can layer it today because I'm wearing it kind of like a layering piece, and that's why I actually asked for this piece, but it's this cute little dainty C that's right here. So this is adorable. They have it in every single initial. So since Valentine's Day is coming up, a cute little present that you can do. You can always get your husband's initial, or you can get your daughter's initial or whatever and wear it around your neck. And this time I opted for a C for my name, Christina. So what I love about these little dainty necklaces is they're perfect for layering. So that's what I love them for, layering. So today I am layering it with some other Ana Luisa jewelry pieces that came in layering sets. So if you have a bunch of these different sets, you can mix and match them, put them together. So that's what I did today. Oh, and I almost forgot to put my little ear cuff in. So this was from my last video I showed you guys. I love these ear cuffs. Ana Luisa also has these. Finally are these really cute little stud but hoop earrings. These are adorable. It has this cute little diamond stud, but then it's also like a huggy. I love these. These are super cute. What I like these for is if you're gonna wear like a cuff earring, kind of like the one I have on in this close-up. It adds a little bit to your ear, but since you have something a little bit more extravagant going on with your cuff, maybe you want something a little bit more subtle with the earring, and that's what I love these for. I feel like I'm gonna be layering and adding so many more jewelry pieces to my collection. Ana Luisa actually having a huge sale right now on their website. It is a buy one, get one 40% off campaign. Perfect for Valentine's Day. I know it's unbelievable Valentine's Day is coming, but it is. So I definitely think you could find something beautiful on their website. I will be linking down below their website. I'll also tell you guys what are the names of the earrings and pieces that I am wearing today in case you guys are interested in any of them. You guys know I'm a huge fan. I wear their jewelry pieces all the time and I really love them. Also, big important thing, I love the gold. The gold is not that ugly yellow. It's a very pretty, very dainty gold. It looks very classy. I'm kind of obsessed. Yes, so everything's gonna be linked down below, and thanks again to Ana Luisa, but let's go ahead and let's get into this expired makeup because I'm kind of excited to show you guys the disasters I have in front of me. All right, so let's start off with this one. So Natasha Denona Blush and Glow. Do you guys remember this? So I was actually shocked. You guys, I bought this in May of 2018. So that's 3 years old. I can't believe this is 3 years old. It'll be 4 years old coming now, right? That is insane. So powders last a little longer, but this actually said that it had an 18-month lifespan. So 18 months is actually not even a whole year and a half, right? Is that a year and a half? 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is expired technically. I mean, come on, it's expired because we're going to go into 4 years. But I think that this still works okay. Even though, why does the highlight seem so soft? I don't remember it being like so dulled out. And the blush is also a little bit more dully, but you know, guys, this still works. That still works. So I don't see any traces of this looking bad. I will say 4 years is pretty long, but you know, it's kind of like an eyeshadow. You know, it has to last a little longer. How long do you guys keep your blushes for? So like, some of you guys literally tell me you keep it for like 15 years. Holy cannolis. I don't know how you don't go through a blush at 15 years, but this is, you know, 4 years. I really haven't touched this that much. I do need to use it. I'm not going to toss this. I'm not going to toss this because it is my Natasha. You guys know I'm kind of obsessed with her brand. But I will say this is kind of getting old on me. It does not look like it has any signs of oldness, but it is, it's old. All right, guys, I want to show you something that I found in my collection, and I know I repurchased this one, but I have the repurchased one and I have the older one, like the one I originally got. This is the original one. So this is from Tarte, and this is the Tartelist Lash Paint, and I used to love this. I used to wear this so often, but then they changed the brush on me, I think, or maybe I just got more sensitive eyes. I don't know what happened, but I ended up stopping liking it. Now, I was looking at this because I was actually throwing things away. This only has a 6-month lifespan, and I was kind of Googling, you know, like how long should you really keep mascara? Almost everything says keep it 3 months and toss it. So I see 6 months and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, you think I could last a little longer, but guys, I got this in 2017, I think it was. And not that I just got it in 2017, I opened it in 2017. So this is old. This is gonna go on 5 years old. Now, I will say, for being 5 years old, this close is really, really tight, and I don't think that I see this as crusty as I saw the Pat McGrath one. The Pat McGrath one, for only being, I think it was like 2 years old, it was like super dried out, so the tube must not seal that well. This Tarte tube seals really good, because literally the mascara in here actually still looks usable. But the thing with mascaras is that since they go into a dark tube and you're putting them on your eyes and then you're putting it back into this dark tube, it is like a living area for bacteria. This is like a bacteria paradise. Probably why they're like, in 3 months, toss that. It is that it needs to go into the trash bin. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm gonna be doing a declutter that you guys are gonna actually see me decluttering some of this stuff. And the truth be told is that when I started throwing these things into my declutter bin, I said, well, let me film one of my expired makeup things because I'm getting rid of a lot of this expired stuff. So I basically am keeping the box that I'm going to declutter, especially the stuff that has like really old stuff in it, to show you guys some of these things that have been in my drawer. But this is from Mercier, and I actually got this in 2018. So this is going on 4 years old. It is actually, it's not in bad condition, I have to say. But you know, the reason that I'm really getting rid of this really is not because that actually looks kind of pretty. You know, maybe I shouldn't swatch these things. I might change my mind about some of them. But the reason I'm really getting rid of this is because I never wear this. So like, I almost feel like, why have so many different highlights or face powders in my collection that I'm not using? Because they're just getting older and older and older. And like, I don't want to be tempted to using this and it be like 6 years old and it had been sitting there. I am prone to acne. And I also have the most sensitive skin in the world, that I can have dermatitis. Like, I can get anything on my skin if my skin gets irritated just a little bit. So I try to take care of it like a lot. So I'm very picky with old products. So like, that being said, that this is 4 years old, I'm going to toss it, but I'm going to be honest, it looks perfect. So let's talk about one that actually does look kind of old, and that's actually pretty shocking. So Mercier, this is the Flawless Foundation, and I got this in 2018. But what I want you guys to see, and one of the things that I read online is that they said once you see that your foundations start to separate from the oils, you already know that that is already turning old. You guys would just say, just shake it, which I understand. But I'm telling you what I read. And what I read was, if you have a product that's very old and you start to see the oils separate from it, especially in the creams, that could be a huge indicator that the product is actually expiring on you. Now, this had a 12-month lifespan, and I bought it in 2018. So by 2019, 2020, this was already expired. I opened it right when I bought it, you know, and we're going into 2022. So it would make sense that this is time to say goodbye. Since I'm a makeup channel and I review a bunch of new products, sometimes it's not worth it to me to repurchase something unless I'm like obsessed with it, and I'm not obsessed with this product. Okay, so guys, this one, I kept on holding on to this. You know, like, there's those products that you just hold on to and you don't even know why at the end. You're like, why did I keep holding on to that? The Becca Après-Ski, and I think it was just because I always thought it was so pretty. But the thing is, I stopped using it because it was like a limited edition. Nobody could ever buy it. And then, like, I don't know, I just stopped using it because I started getting new things. But this had a 24-month lifespan. So 24 months is 2 years. And I bought this in 2017. So this was already bad by 2020, you know, and we're in 2022. I have not really grabbed for it. I think that most of these look fine. I don't think they're as pigmented as they used to be. Like the highlight is good. It's a shame because Becca's like gone now. So you kind of want to keep something. But at the same time, like I don't use this. Oh, but that's a cool highlight. You know that now I'm starting to remember why I liked it. You know, you shouldn't swatch things when you've already put them inside the trash bin. It really is not extremely old. I don't see a real particular thing about it that would make me like really want to dump it. But since I'm constantly interchanging things inside of my makeup collection, and this was literally 2017 that I purchased it, I think it's time to say goodbye. But I don't know why it is with face palettes, like stuff for the cheeks and stuff, I'm a little bit more cautious, and I think that's because I do get acne, and I always think like they could have bacteria in them. Okay, so this one, guys, I'm actually shocked. So I didn't know that I bought these so long ago, but I bought the Sephora Lip Stories in 2018. So the Lip Stories are supposed to only be around, like you're supposed to only keep them, I think it was for 12 months. Where's your expiration date symbol? You tricky little thing. Technically lipsticks are around a year, I think they usually say. And this was 2018. I do not think these look bad. Like they don't look bad. But I was reading online that lipsticks actually have to be a little bit more careful with them, and I didn't know that. So you see, your lipstick has a shelf life of about 1 year. Once liquid lipsticks or gloss starts to separate and get oily, it's time to go. With cream lipsticks, look for any changes in texture, an ashy finish, or dryness. It's a good indicator it's time to toss it. Risk is to eliminate skin infections that you can get from lipsticks that are old. So like changes in texture or color. This one looks a little gray, but like I'm trying to think, did I mix this with like another lipstick and that's why it has like that grayish tone? But it feels a little bit stickier than I remember the texture of these lipsticks. This one has a bunch. What happened here? What happened to these lipsticks? You know, I was keeping these and I think I'm going to toss these. I don't think the texture has changed too much besides feeling a little bit stickier, like a little harder to put on, like they've dried out a little bit. Yeah, I think dried out is more of the word because they're like not flowing as much, but and then also like that great, the top just broke off. Well, I have to dump it anyways. Now I don't even have the top to it anymore. So this one, this is the All Hours foundation, and you guys know I love this. So this is from YSL. So I bought this in 2017. That is so old. Now, the reason I know that this is so old is because I remember how much I used to talk about this and how much I loved it and how much I have not worn it in the past at least 3 years. So the outside, like this is already, like you could tell it's like super crusty, like it's like there. But what I noticed about the texture of this one is it's like thick. It like feels, it doesn't feel like it used to feel. It has like a thicker consistency to it, like almost like it has dried out. Now I love this foundation. I really love this foundation. So I'm like kind of tempted on buying a brand new bottle of this. But it even tells me on here, this expired in 2019. 3-year-old, we're at 19, 20, 21. We're going on 3-year-old makeup, Christina. The fragrance is like, it's like it always had a strong fragrance in it. I feel like the fragrance is even a little bit not as yummy anymore. I think we're gonna say goodbye. This was 2017, okay? Cute little compact, and it was from Bare Minerals. And I remember liking it, but it wasn't like super pigmented. But now it's like almost sheer. So this is expired for sure. Like these products are expired. 24, so it had a 2-year lifespan. So it expired probably like around 2019. But I can tell this is expired because it just does not, like there is no pigment on this no more. Is that like an indicator of a cream product like dying, you know? Because like I feel like there's like, it's like nothing. Like, hello, where'd you go? So this is definitely expired. I did not use this enough. I didn't give this enough love, but it's time to say goodbye. Okay, so this shocked me. I have this palette from Violet Voss, and I got this in 2018. So we're going on 4 years. Now, I know some of you guys might not think 4 years is very long for an eyeshadow palette, but for me it is, and I really don't use this much. And I'm looking at it, and I feel like all of them, like the eyeshadows look okay. Now the interesting thing is this doesn't even have like a expiration date, but it says 2017 on this. Did I buy this in 2017? Ooh, maybe it was like the end of 2017 that this actually came out. We're gonna go on 5 years. You know, this is one of those palettes that I keep around just because it's so cool. It has so much pigment to it, but I gotta keep in mind how old it is. Oh, but you guys, this just has so much pigment to it. This reminds me of like Circle Loco style, that it just had so much pigment, and it was so good. I really like this palette. Look at that. Look at that. That is not bad. Violet Voss must have a very long lifespan because this is pigmented. There is nothing wrong with this. I am not going to say goodbye to this palette anytime soon. So yes, we will be using a 5-year-old eyeshadow palette on my eyes because that looks good. Okay, so this is a product I don't even really like. But I got this, I believe this was 2019. Tell me if I'm wrong. I can't remember when this released, but I kind of was looking for it on my Sephora app. Couldn't find it, but I know that this has to be pretty old because I kind of don't use it. And the other day when I poured this, I felt like it had separated a lot. Like it was always liquidy, but this feels like water. And like it just like when it goes on now, like it separates. Like right here, it's all water. It's all water. And then down here, I see the pigment. I have shaked this, like I do shake it, but I feel like it's separating so fast. And before it didn't separate as fast. So I'm thinking that this is a sign that even though the product might not be like extremely expired, it's expiring, like it's going bad. And this had a 12-month lifespan, and I think I bought it in 2018. So by 2019, this was already going bad. And we're going into 2022, so you're talking 3 years. So most likely, yes, this is probably not good anymore. And you know, to be honest, I didn't really love this stuff anyways, so this is definitely gonna go in the toss bin. But I would tell you guys, like when it comes to foundations and concealers and mascaras and creams, be a little bit more on the side of caution and throw them out than saying like, oh, well, it looks okay, because that's where the bacteria can live. And actually, I have 2 more to show you guys, and I was really sad to know that this Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions I bought in 2018. Going on 4 years old, and I don't know, that just makes me sad because I know eventually you're gonna have to throw something away. Like I'm not gonna keep eyeshadow for 10 years. I know that there's a debate on, yes, you could do it. I just probably wouldn't. But like these, there is an issue. There is hard panning happening on some of these. Like this metallic right here has got a lot of hard pan happening. Lexi did a little art design on one of these powders. But I will tell you, some of these powders are drying out a little bit. I could hardly pick up pigment off of this one anymore. It used to be not that pigmented, and now it's like almost like a challenge to get the pigment off. I really hate to say this, but I think she's expiring. I really do. So it was a 12-month lifespan, and I bought her in 2018, and it's 2022. So, I mean, I do think she's expiring. I'm not gonna dump her though. She's staying around because this was such a pretty palette, and Huda didn't make this like permanent. Like I would love to pick up just a fresh one of this one and throw this one away, but I can't get it no more. And then the last one, guys, I'm just showing you guys this because I can't believe this. Natasha Denona's gold palette I bought in 2018. It means it's going on 4 years old. How are you 4 years old already? I feel like she needs to be a little younger, you know? Like she's aging too quickly on me. You can see like we've got some usage going here, but I wanted to kind of look at these shadows. I will tell you one that I've noticed, the brown, for some reason, is getting like little harder panned areas on it, even though it's just a matte. There is like little places that are starting to get a little drier on me. Like before, you know, the formula was a little bit less dry. There's getting like little dryness areas. That does not mean it's unusable. There's a little hard pan happening on this gold right here. Maybe a little bit on this gold right here. They're still usable, but there is some signs of aging. She's aging on me. She had a 24-month lifespan, so that's good. So 1920, she actually went bad in 2020, technically by her expiration date, but you know, 2 years past expiration is not that bad for an eyeshadow palette, to be honest. Most of us know that that's not that bad. There is some signs of aging, and it's very sad. And I'm gonna keep my eye on her, and I have to remember how old she is. I think Natasha might end up coming out with this palette again. I hope she redoes this, and maybe she doesn't even do it in this packaging. She could do it in that hard casing, but just like relaunch the gold. This was such a good palette. And a lot of you guys, and I always accidentally say this, but when I say that I'm dying for another gold palette, I meant midi gold, not mini gold. I don't know why, like, I'll say mini gold, thinking like I'm talking about midi gold, but what I mean is midi gold. I want to see MIDI gold, the midi size. And maybe by that time we could say goodbye to this girl, but I really don't want to say bye to her. Those are 10 items from my collection that are technically really expired, at least manufacturer-wise they're expired. Maybe not Christina world expired. There is something to say about expiration dates on some products. Some of them are probably pretty true. Some of them are probably just like they have to slap a number on there. But I have read some of you guys' really interesting explanations about it. So if you guys are interested in what people have to say, watch my last video and check out the comments. Some people had some really cool stuff to say about expiration dates. I want to say one more time, thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Of course, if you guys are interested in anything from Valentine's Day, I definitely would tell you guys to check out their sale happening right now. Everything is linked down below, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.